Come on in there. I'm gonna wait for you. Come on in.
Other what?
Hey, Asset, how you doing, love? Don't forget, whoever is watching the replay, you can skip through this or just enjoy the music and wait for the show to begin. Come on now, we got to watch this together. It's a together show. Hey, love to be me. Wait for you guys. We got these some of the things we gotta watch too. And I want to hear some of you guys' old stories. And when we start, we're going to start. Hopefully you enjoying the music. We can ready to start soon. Now, we are forgetting to talk about these conversations. What's going on within our community? And then after this is over, I'm not going to show the videos, but I'm just going to give y'all a little bit of I used to do my interview. I forgot I used to do interviewing skills. Why you ain't remind me, boss lady? You know, I forget everything. Boss lady, like I ain't know, but shit, I got to blame it on somebody. Let's check this out, because this is what's going on in our community.
Abdul Malik.
All right, my brother Abdul Malik. Can you talk to the people to the young babies, why it is important for us to stay away from drugs, why it is so important for us to follow our dreams and to stay in school and to get an education?
Well, first and foremost, as people, we need to stay away from drugs, because if we're looking to evolve positively, then the only way we can do it is to stay away from drugs, because it grants us an air of misunderstanding or air of negativity when it comes to any form of mood altering substances being injected into our bodies. And second of all, it is important for our children to stay in school, man, because the only way to achieve or to succeed in life is through education. So anything other than that, man, you're actually dealing with the situation counterproductively, because again, education is key.
That's important. As a young man growing up, what would you want it to be? Like you know, our mothers and parents always say, what you want to be when you grow up? What did you want to be when you grew up?
Well, personally, I fulfilled some of my dreams about what I wanted to do and be when I grew up. But nevertheless, there's other situations that comes along in life that kind of like sways our opinion as to some of the endeavors that we want to partake in. And there's other endeavors I wanted to partake in, such as like being a world-class fighter. You know, I fought throughout my years, and some of the dreams was to be a world-class fighter. But again, because I began to deal with mood-altering substances or a lot of the negativities that the news, that the society has is offering our youth, I became as I am today. You know what I mean? The drug at hand is that anything that hits the table, because when you're an addict, it doesn't necessarily mean, it doesn't necessarily, you don't necessarily care about what drug you're using as long as you're living outside of the now.
What was your drug of choice coming up? What is your drug of choice?
Well, coming up, my drug of choice was marijuana, and then I excelled to heroin, and from there I just got onto a drug program and basically left it all alone.
You next, brother.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So, what would your advice be for the babies, for the youth?
My advice for the babies, for the youth, is to stay away from negative individuals that would probably perhaps lead you into the wrong direction and things of that nature, and stay focused and get a good education to therefore you can be successful in life.
You, brother, what's your name, man?
Hey, my name is Noella, bro. I want to tell you guys, man, out there, man, that is wrong out there, man, to use drugs. I mean, stay in school. You know what I'm saying? Everybody out there, even the youth, man, even the youth is messed up out here, man. The youth is jumping people. Youth is doing bad things to people, man.
Yo, look at that.
Like, it shouldn't be like that out here.
Dope
Back in the days, man. Now, I used to call my mom. My mom used to come out of her job, pick me up and whip my butt.
Who remember that dope feeling? Who remembers that, seeing that so much? Boss lady. Oh, well. I'm telling you. See, with this, that's what that dope do to you. In his mind, he's moving. He ain't going to fall. They are not going to fall. But in his mind, he is moving somewhere. He's going somewhere. And this was very, and now with the lean, that's the lean is like a cheaper way, cheaper than the heroin, but it doesn't make you lean like that. But what these kids don't understand, it makes you slow like that. Like it totally slows you down. And they mind be someplace, like even when they talk, you can hear how slow it is, man. But this is something we got to talk about too.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm gonna be real honest with you. You know, I'm young, I'm 27 years old. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna tell you the truth, guys. I changed a lot. I mean, I'm strong.
My boy say he's 27 years old.
27. Lord have mercy.
And we got kids all over him.
Looking all a bit of 40.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
27 years only he been on this earth.
That's the drugs, baby. God. 27 years.
Out here.
Let me ask you.
I mean,
so what is your drug of choice, and what would you tell the young people to stay away from the most?
I'd rather everybody stay away from heroin.
Boss lady, see that dope feeling?
Yeah, that's what my best friend was doing when she was here. That's why I made her leave. She was doing that.
Oh gosh, that dope feeling.
Yeah, she was like lean, and I was like, "Girl, you own something. You pass on something. You gotta go." I didn't know she was on. I didn't even know she was doing it, doing all that, man. Come to find out, this girl been strung out. We go to her sister house, and her sister said that she strung out because she been doing X amount of, whatever for so long. I was like, oh, you ain't my
Mm-mm-mm.
best friend no more.
Mm-mm-mm. But here we go.
Oh shit.
Nicotine, marijuana, K2,
Okay.
and alcohol.
Now let me ask you: have you ever tried K2 before?
I'm not gonna lie to you, brother. Yes, I have.
What was that like, man? What was that?
It was not a good experience.
What was that experience like, brother?
It was not a good experience, brother. I had flashbacks, and I still do. You know what? I'm progressing right now. A lot of people know me out here. I'm good to everybody, you know what I'm saying? I'm love, loyal, and respect. I respect everybody out here. But I just want to tell everybody something out there. You know, these streets is hard. You know what I mean? It's hard to live out here. I mean, it really is. But at the end of the day, I try my best to do what I gotta do to keep the youth from doing bad. You know what I'm saying?
So let me ask you. So how did you get caught up? How did you get caught up in this drug world? Like, was it peer pressure?
It wasn't peer pressure. It was over a woman.
Oh, okay, talk about it.
I fell in love with somebody. Somebody out there listening to me right now. I got 3 little girls named Sophia, Marie, and Ariana. And I love them to death. But if you see me, babies, daddy's always here, daddy love you, right? And I'm gonna show you something, baby. I'm here. And I'm still alive, baby. You hear me? Y'all all in my heart. I just want to tell you girls something. Daddy will never leave you alone. Okay? Just be careful and be better than me, okay, baby? And God bless you all. Everybody out there listening to me, God bless you all, guys. And thank you so much. I appreciate this.
What are you doing, my brother? What are you doing to try to help yourself, to wean yourself off of this addiction? What are you doing, man?
Well, right now, I'm in a program named Greenwich House. It's in the village. I go to the program from 8:30 in the morning to 10 o'clock, and I do group counseling. The reasons why, because I have a lot of emotions. And I have a lot of things in my heart that I gotta let out. So I have to go to group, I have to go to counseling. For people to understand me, because you read me by the cover and they don't understand who I am, they don't know who I really am. I'm a good person to everybody. I never disrespected an old man or anybody in my life. But I'm gonna tell you something, guys, you understand me? This right here, this universe right here, is wicked. There's a lot of wicked people around here.
That's right.
And these people do anything.
And everybody's for self, right?
And everybody's for themselves. Nobody's for their brothers. I mean, we all brother.
And that's what drugs do to us. That's the number one thing.
The drugs do to us. Drugs, listen to this real fast. It's 2 seconds. Drugs will not. To be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, these drugs out here will make you just think about drugs, will not make you think about your family, will not make you think about what you did in the past, what you did good in the past before, what you did good for a brother in the fall. At the end of the day, everybody's good, everybody's doing good things out here, you know what I'm saying? And everybody's not making no problems out here. Everybody's doing real good things out here. But I'm just hanging out, I'm just passing through, saying hi to everybody, you know what I'm saying? To be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, I'm really homeless.
We miss you
I got
more.
nowhere to go and where to live. I sleep in the trains every day. I suffer. But I don't want nobody using drugs out there, you know why? Because it's bad for everybody, you know what I'm saying?
I miss you more,
People get
royalty.
addicted to it, even opiates, even pills. I'm gonna talk about Tylenol. It messes up your liver.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna talk about aspirin. Aspirin messes up your liver.
Yeah.
I'm telling everybody out there, man, everything is not good for your body. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the doctor prescribe you, the doctor just want to look at you like a zombie.
Now let me ask you, last question.
Yes, sir.
As a young man growing up, coming out of school, what was your dreams? What did you want to be when you grow up?
To be honest with you guys, I wanted to be the
Thank you,
biggest
love.
rapper out there, but I can't. I know how to rhyme. I know how to do everything. I know how to freestyle. I know how to
Freestyle.
break dance.
Break dance.
I'm a b-boy from back in the days. I used to, break dance with freaky legs.
Ow.
You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I stopped because the drugs took over me. And now I'm a changed man. Thanks to the Lord up there. Jesus love everybody. You know what I'm saying? And I love all you guys. And thank you for everything. God bless you.
Peace and black power. What's your name, my brother?
Zaf from Hutchinson, my brother. How you?
I'm good. Do you want to talk to the people, to the young people that's going to be watching this tape? Let them know what these kids need to do and why it is important for them to stay away from this.
I'm gonna talk to you brothers like this. I did 30 years in prison.
Oh, man. Yeah.
I came out here, got caught up in this crack game. People try to tell me to stop. I went to all types of programs. I've been called crackheads. I've been made to believe that I was a nobody.
Right.
So if I'm a crackhead and I'm being called a crackhead by my family, then I might as well be one. The thing about this is, my brothers, we go through the struggle in life. We human beings, ain't nobody perfect. We are going to make mistakes. Whether going to prison, whether doing drugs, whether murdering somebody, we are going to make mistakes. To all my brothers that's out here and that's hooked on these drugs, sometimes it ain't the drugs that make you act the way that you act. Sometimes it's a mental thing. People look at it as a drug thing. Sometimes it's a mental thing. They don't look at that. A person don't realize what a person is going through, what's on his or her mind. And the only thing I can say to you young brothers that's out there, as black men, we are gifted to do whatever it is in life that we choose to do. And I want to thank you, my brother, for coming out here and reaching out to us and taking this message back, because we need it. But I'm going to tell you, brothers, something that have used and that haven't used. If you using, don't stop, because your mom says, brother, son, daughter, stop, because this is what you want to do. We got to start doing things for what we want to do. I'm still using. I'm fucked up now. I'm 60 fucking years old, man. I'm tired. I'm tired, man. I'm walking around here with my head down. I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed to go around my daughter. I'm ashamed to go around my son. I'm ashamed to go around my family. I'm caught up in this shelter shit. I missed my bed last night so I could get fucking high. I went through $700 fucking dollars. Ain't got a dime in my pocket, man. Take it from me, man. You young brothers, it's so easy, man. To get caught up in this shit, man.
Oh
it's
my God.
so easy. I'm not gonna tell you to stop.
Oh my God. Tell me this is not touching testimony. This is not touching touch. Ay, ay, ay. What'd you say, boss lady? Oh. Hey, Nicole, I gotta rewind that part, man, because this is what's going on in our neighborhood. This is what we're seeing every day. And then we want to, well, this is what we see every day, even if you're in a good or bad neighborhood. This is what we see, right? And that's why we try to tell people nobody's going to stop unless they choose or they want to stop. He said he's 60 something years old. But these kids don't want to listen. They don't want to listen. They think they could stop the habit anytime they want to. You got something to say, boss lady? No. I could barely hear you, boss.
Oh
I'm just
man,
saying
this is sad.
but isn't this a testimony though? My God, this is a great testimony. And I should do all videos like this. Now that board and voice pro. Well, I'm glad this video brought her in because we miss her daily. We missed the heck out of her. Okay. Now I told you she the only person that's gotta be in here twice, right?
Every time I push the remote, I gotta hit the wrong button, and then I'm in. Here I go. Well, I'm in twice again, y'all. But you know what? Um, I've been watching the documentaries about Philadelphia, and I mean they just got people all standing out on the street doing drugs,
Mm-hmm.
nodding, and all that, and right in the open, the police just sit right there and
Yeah.
park, and
Yeah.
they just do their little traffic thing and let the people do all these drugs, and it's sad. I mean it's a whole bunch of videos about it, and they're not doing nothing. They just letting people just dope out and just kill themselves. I seen a lady the other day. I was watching it, and this woman was laying on this lady's lap, and I said, "Hey, she's drugged out." But I didn't know the lady was trying to shoot her in the head with some drugs, and she shot the lady in the head, and the lady had a seizure, and the woman pulled out the Norcan, gave her that, and kept right on going.
No, well, it's sad that you know, like they think it's so cool. These young ones with all this, they new set of drugs, the lean, the ecstasy, and all that other stuff. But they don't understand. This is what we saw. This man 60 something, and nothing like seeing a dope fiend or a crackhead. And I think Sinetta purposely left that dope fiend because you're gonna see a lot of that in Harlem anyway. That gangster lean on that heroin lean. I'm telling you, it's terrible. But I just that was so powerful what he said. He said, "I'm still on it. I had $700 in my pocket. Now I don't have nothing, nothing." Okay, so we need to, people don't want to do these type of videos no more. Anything that's going to help people, nobody don't want to do them videos no more. They're putting fentanyl. Yeah, I heard. They're putting fentanyl and everything now to killing people instantly. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
This is what you want to do. We got to start doing things for what we want to do. I'm still using. I'm fucked up now. I'm 60 fucking years old, man. I'm tired. I'm tired, man. I'm walking around here with my head down. I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed to go around my daughter. I'm ashamed to go around my son. I'm ashamed to go around my family. I'm caught up in this shelter shit. I missed my bed last night so I could get fucking high. I went through $700 fucking dollars. Ain't got a dime in my pocket, man. Take it from me, man. The young brothers, it's so easy, man, to get caught up in this shit, man. It's so easy. I'm not gonna tell you to stop because when people tell me to stop, I don't want to hear that. I don't want nobody telling me to stop doing shit. I'm a grown man. I'm gonna make my mistake. What I'm going to say is, look around you. Look at those that are still using and ask yourself, do you want to be like them? There's nothing beneficial about this drugs, man. Whatever person may call you, whatever you're going through, my brothers, we are somebody, man. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. We are somebody. If nobody don't give a fuck about us, we care about ourselves, man.
So now let me ask you.
A lot of us had a problem with drug use, especially in Harlem and Brooklyn and the South Side of Queens. A lot of poor areas, and especially in the projects. I'm not going to get into the projects of the projects and how that is a project, but I will say this. I don't necessarily believe that drug addiction started because people had problems at home. You know, well, that's not how my drug addiction started.
Right.
It started because I wanted to test it.
Yeah.
I wanted to know what all my friends were doing, you know. I started late in the game.
Would you say peer pressure?
Peer pressure is the exact word for it.
All right.
I started at the age of 23, I think I was, you know. And back then it was a dope called scramble dope, you know.
Remember, that's the cut up joint.
Yeah. You used to get a big bag, you know. And
Hey, foot soldier.
40 coke.
Exactly, you know. But what happened was, I sniffed it, and it burnt my nose, right? But when it burned my nose up, after that effect went away, I felt a sense of relief or comfort. You know what I'm saying? And I remember telling one of my buddies, I said, yo, Giz, I can't straighten out my legs, man. My legs can't straighten out, man. My legs is bent. And everybody just bust out laughing. Because back in them days, we used to hang out in front of the bodega and just drink 40s and things to that effect. And that was the first time I tried it. So after that, I ended up trying it again.
Now, when you say tried it, which one you talking about? Which drug?
I'm talking about heroin. Okay. Because during the time I was coming up, it was like in the late 60s, early 70s. And that was the heroin era, you know. And from the heroin era, then we went into the crack era. But I came up during the heroin era.
Okay, let me ask you another question. At one point, K2 was a legal synthetic version of marijuana. At what point, which made our people think it was safe to use?
Well, talking about the K2 issue, I can't really speak on that because that's beyond my, you know.
Right, but I'm quite sure you see people that's...
Oh, and it's horrible, man. I mean, I see brothers young, man, laying out in the street. You know, I see brothers, you know, talking out of their heads. Ambulance coming to pick them up. I see all kinds of things with these brothers dealing with that K2. And it's sad, man. It's real sad. And I hope that, you know, something will come through for those brothers, you know, rather if it's a fade that just comes and goes, or you know, something just comes through to save these brothers, man. Because I remember, like in the crack era, how our sisters was, you know, having babies that was addicted to crack and things to that effect. And the same thing is going on with the K2.
Okay.
You know?
How long have you been using, and do you feel that it's a way out for you, or it's just too late?
Well, in my life, it's been a, how would I say it? It's been an off and on stage, you know what I'm saying? Depending on what I was going through at that particular time. You know, I remember the last time I had started using, it was because I lost my job, you know, and I had a good job. You know, and I was able to provide for my family, and I was able to do the things that I wanted to do, go on vacations and things to that effect. And I lost my job due to the housing industry market crash back in 2009, and it just tore me apart. And I used for a couple of months, and then I realized that, you know, I had to pull myself through, you know, and it wasn't going to work for me because I was going to end up dying if I continued. So that's when I made the move to move forward. But, you know, that has been a process that went off and on throughout, you know, my life. So who knows? I might start again.
My name is Julissa.
Jalisa, what I'm doing right now is we trying to see if we can help other people not fall into the traps we did as we get older, and that is the drug problem that we have. What would be your advice for the young people that's out there?
For the young people that are out there, when you see a crowd and you see that you could tell the difference when it's a decent crowd where they selling drugs and people getting high. Cross the street. Go the other way. Or you didn't even have to cross the street. You just keep on walking and ignore everything else. But don't forget you have a goal and something that you're striking for in your life. Okay? If that's going to help you in the future. Don't do what I did. On the 11th grade, I walked away. For what? To sell drugs because I saw my brother making money and he got locked up and I took over his customers. Yes, I was making $1,000 a day. But look where I'm standing now. Look where I'm at now. I could have finished. If I would have finished school, I wouldn't even be here. But now, I'm in a hole that I'm trying to climb out of it. And I hope and I pray to God that I get out of it.
Let me ask you, a lot of people who turn to drugs usually have problems home or as a child been through something devastating. Where did your drug use stem from?
Okay, I did have a bad childhood. I'm from Honduras, and my mother left me over there with her step-grandmother. With her stepmother, which is my step-grandmother. Her brother abused me physically, mentally, and sexually. Okay? And when they put me in school, and for some reason, I always forgot the letter F. And every time I forgot the letter F, I used to get a beating. I wish I knew then what F stands for. But no, I'm from Honduras. Okay? I came here when I was 11 years old. And I thank God. And ever since then, I never been back. My family go back, but I don't. Okay, sweetie? But believe me, whatever you dream and your goal is, you can make it. You can make it. Don't let nothing stop you.
Okay.
Right. I agree with you.
Yeah.
At one point, K2 was a legal synthetic version of marijuana. At what point, which made our people begin to think that K2 was safe?
To be honest, when K2 came out, I was never interested in it.
You've seen it.
Yeah, I seen it, and I seen people. They start tripping, and they could go to a trip and never come back. And you know what it's made of? It's made of roach spray. It's made out of ammonia. It's made out of insects. What you call it? Insect spray to kill, pacify, right? Who wants to smoke that?
No.
You don't want to put that in your brain. That you're going to make you do things that you don't even know you're doing it. Okay? And it smells like crazy and people don't care. Why? Because it's cheap. Okay?
Dealing with the K2. At one point, K2 was legal. It was a legal synthetic version of marijuana. At which point made our people believe that it was safe?
Well, particularly the K2 in and of itself, you know, when it was quote unquote legalized, it never really was legalized. It was just put in the stores and put out in the communities as they do any other thing that they're testing to criminalize. So it was never truly legalized. However, we never really began, and I say we because I smoke K2 myself. You know what I'm saying? So we never really truly began to believe that it was safe, but just as any other drug, we became addicted. We became caught up with it. You know what I'm saying? So we began to ingest it as if we would ingest anything else.
Let me ask you, how did you start using K2 and how did it make you feel?
Well, first of all, right, my initial usage of K2 stemmed from a probation or parole type thing because it was put out in the community like ASAP as a way to beat the urine for parole or probation. So, you know, we began to use the thing, you know what I'm saying? But the more and more we began to use it on the basis of quote unquote beating the urine at parole or probation, you know what I mean? The usage just became more and more and more. We became more and more caught up.
How did you find your way off of it? Like, how are you still using it, or did you fought your way off of the K2 for now?
Well, actually, I'm still using. You know what I mean? Yeah, I use right now today. See, the effects that K2 have on people stem from ranges from acid type high all the way down to a heroin type high. It varies. So, based upon your mentality or your mental state, because a lot of people who are really caught up had some type of mental defect. You see, so it's easier for them to get caught out there, but nevertheless, those who I'm gonna say are like me, so to speak, you know what I mean, the average type person, the average type Joe, I smoke, I don't trip, I don't, you know, like experience a lot of the psychotic episodes that other people normally experience K2 because there's no real psychological defect.
How long have you been using, and do you feel that there's any hope for you to ever wean yourself off of these drugs? And before you answer that, talk to us and let us know how old are you and how long you have been using these drugs.
All right, first of all, again, my name is Abdul Malik Bennett. You know what I mean? I'm 53. I'll be 54 the 23rd of August. I've been using smoking K2 now for like 8.5, 9 years. Yeah, like 8.5, 9 years. And yes, and regarding my weaning myself off, it's not a habit forming thing. I mean, some people say they get physically ill, but I physical illness yet. But you know, I've gotten away for like months and weeks at a time. But nevertheless, you know, there is hope of me like completely ridding myself of it but actually right now I don't even desire to stop using.
How old was the youngest person you ever seen caught up in this type of lifestyle using drugs?
13. I'm 13 years old. I ran across a young brother, you know, he was out here. Actually, he was homeless, just as homeless as the 72-year-old man that slept up under the bridge. He was placed in certain situations. He smoked, and it was terrible. But I took him to get help. You know what I mean, at the homeless base shelter. So, you know, I don't know what's with him today, but you know, yeah, the youngest person I've seen and experienced the situation with was around 13.
Okay. Heroin is a drug that affects the body to the point you need it every day. Explain the illness of it and how did it make you feel, you know, when you really begin to feel that you were sick?
Okay, well, particularly with heroin now, you know what I mean? I got to say that, you know, I'm not a user anymore. But nevertheless, it is definitely a physical ailment. I mean, a physical type addiction. You know, your experiences chill, body aches, bone aches, you throw up, you get the runs, sneezing, coughing. So there's definitely many physical effects that stems from the usage of heroin. And it's a drug that you're not just gonna walk away from, and one day you're gonna have to get help if in fact you're using, if in fact you're experiencing certain symptoms that I just described, or if in fact you just like lackadaisious when you get up in the morning and after you use you feel up and pepped. That is the time to get help. That is when you need help.
Thank you, brother. How old was the youngest person you have ever seen in this type of lifestyle, the drug lifestyle?
Well, there's no telling, man. You know, from the
Because you
age.
yourself said you was 22.
Yeah, when I started, I was 22. Yes, of course.
That's what I'm saying.
Of course.
That's what I'm asking you.
I seen young girls at the age of 11 out in the street selling their bodies, man, for crack. And you know something? Even for marijuana. And I was shocked. You know, I said, I never smoked marijuana. And, you know, to see a young girl sell her body to smoke weed is really sad, man. You know, I mean, even weed can bring somebody to that effect. You know?
Last question for you. Heroin is a drug that affects the body to the point you need it every day. Explain the ill feelings it gives you when you don't have it.
Well, during the time that I used to use heroin, it used to make me feel. I remember, I'm gonna explain it like this. I remember the first time I realized that I was dope sick. I thought I had a cold. Right? I was walking down the street one day and I said, damn, my nose is running, my legs feel, you know, weak, my knees feel, you know, kind of funny. I must be coming down with a cold or something, you know? I didn't know that I was considered being dope sick, you know? And then it got worse. Before you knew it, my back was hurting, you know? I just felt very uncomfortable with myself, you know? And then the thought came to my mind to, you know, maybe I should, you know, get me a bag of that thing that I had did, you know, the other day, you know, but I didn't have no money. So I decided to hustle. You know what I'm saying? And when I hustled, I bought it, and all of a sudden I felt better. And when I felt better, I realized that that's what dope sick was.
Hey, Dwayne.
So,
Green,
what would be
welcome.
your advice for the young children? Because that's what this is all about. What would be your advice for the kids that's in school,
What's up,
for the
Trail?
babies growing up? To, if you ever feel depressed or if you ever getting into that state of mind, what would be your advice for them?
Well, like I said, you know, with me, it wasn't about depression. It was about trying it out of peer pressure.
Right, but I said,
You know?
what would be your advice for the kids?
My advice would be not to use. Because one thing about
What's up,
drugs,
Caribbean Queen?
once you use it, no matter what type of drug it is, drugs will open up a avenue for you where it makes you feel like there's another avenue for you to travel down to help you cope with whatever it is you might be going through. And it might not be depression. It might be something else. It might be being broke. It might be not having housing at the time, you know? It could be anything. But what drugs do, it makes you feel like you can cope with it a lot easier.
So, brother, growing up as a young man, what was your dream? Like you say, man, when I grow up, I want to be like him, or I want to be a cop, or I want to be a fire, or I want to be a lawyer or a doctor. What was your dream coming up in school?
Well, when I did go to school, I shot dice in the hallway.
Oh, thank you.
I mean,
Trail.
yeah, I shot dice in the hallway. And my dream was to have a car like the drug man had parked in front of the projects, to dress like the number man was dressing, that was going to AJ Lester's and get that flash. I wanted to be like them. But the brothers that was out there selling the drugs, it was a realness back then. It was real. Even the dope fiends was real back then. You understand what I'm saying? Now, the drug dealers that was out there selling the drugs, they used to come to the young brothers and say, yo, I'm going to put my foot somewhere if I see you selling anything. Take this here $5, $10 and keep it moving. We didn't have to do that as young, but now there's no more of that. That's why we need more brothers like you to come out here, brother, because we don't have a lot of young, old timers out here. You understand what I'm saying? Like the old timers was back in the days that was selling drugs, saying, no, don't sell drugs. Now they're giving you packages. Go do that. My brothers, you young brothers, don't wait till you're 60 like I am and still be strung out on this here shit. I tell myself every day that's enough. As soon as I get money in my pocket, I'm running to the fucking crack, man. I'm keeping it real with you. Look at me. I'm 60 years old, 30 years in prison, and I ain't getting nowhere in life yet, bro. God got me on this earth for a reason, man. I'm 60. I'm gonna turn it around one day, man. Trust and believe that.
All right, thank you, brother.
Thank you, bro.
What you had, brother? What was your drug of choice? What you had? What you had, brother, that's making you do what you do?
Depression.
You had oppression?
Depression.
That's the name of the drug?
No. Okay, you see, what was the name of it? It was the depression.
Okay.
So depression is just like what really led me to lead me to depression is what led me to go back to use it.
Oh, okay. So you're saying it was the depression that's making you use the drug. Are you saying that you got caught up with a relationship? Was it a woman?
No, not really.
So when you say depression, what type of depression that's making you going through what you're going through now? All right, what's your name, my brother? How you doing?
My name is Jeffrey Madison.
All right, Jeffrey Madison, this is very important for our young babies, so we can begin to break the chains, so they don't fall into the same situation. I know this is not good, but for the people, what is your drug of choice?
Heroin and Xanax.
Okay, now, if you was to have a message for these young babies, what would be your message for the young people? Hold the mic and tell your story.
Well, I would simply say for me, it all started out with, simple drinking alcohol, smoking weed. And at the time, they was making it seem like that was not a bad thing to do. We all did it. All my peers did it. We played ball. We drunk beer. After that, we smoked weed. That's what we did back then, But the thing is, after a certain time, you develop certain behaviors, you understand? Because you want to escape, and that was my downfall. I had a lot of problems coming up as a little kid, I wanted to be an NBA player, and that's where it all started. My poor little heart got broken because I found out I wasn't as good, or I didn't qualify to be as good as they wanted me to be. So I'm not gonna lie, my heart was broken. So I turned to, drugs. And it escalated from the weed to pills at the time, I like to taking my USBs, drinking my little alcohol. Then I start sniffing a little cocaine. And then from there, a friend of mine introduced me to this wonderful thing called heroin. You understand? And that was my greatest escape from all problems. problems. You know, I don't care what the problem was. I get my heroin and just think better. You know, I can just deal with society better. And, you know, that was one of my greatest mistakes.
Right. So now that you see that that was an illusion, what would be your words of advice for the young people coming up that's watching this video? What would you advise these babies, to these children?
I would advise you to, like, no matter what problems you're having, don't run away from them. Like, it's no escaping problems. They're going to be there. You understand? It's easier to address it up front because it's going to help you in the long run. The more you try to run and escape, you're just digging a deeper hole for yourself. No matter what it is, like, I mean, whatever you can find, you know, have faith in yourself, your parents. Have faith in something strong enough to make you be able to address your problems without any use of drugs or alcohol. You know, that's just bottom line I can give it. Because most of us start using because of problems we have. You know, we want to escape, and there's no escape. The only escape is addressing the problem the best way you can. That's it, and that's all. You know, we just got to address our problems. You know, you got to look at it and always have a plan B. You understand? Like, don't depend on anyone to help you. Develop plans to help yourself. And we won't fall into these little traps that society has set for us, because they do have traps for us. We got liquor stores, you know, we got all these, you know, obstacles ahead of us, but we have to overcome them as a people. And, you know, our youth, you know, y'all all we got. So we got to seek our strength in y'all. So we got to try to be a better example.
Okay. Now, how about the family? Have the family cut you off? You have any children that you think about all the time? Because a lot of us forget about our family. We forget about the children, and we become selfish because of the addiction of the drugs.
Yeah, well, we never lose the caring and the love. It's just that being caught in that cycle of the drugs, it make us selfish. You understand? It make us do selfish things. And then our family looks at it like, oh, he don't care about us, the children. It could be the mother. But at the time, you don't, you know, it's just the drugs. It just takes over, and, you know, it makes you seem like a selfish person when deep down inside you probably got the heart of gold.
That's right.
But no one will know that until you get off the drugs. And then we do things like this. We try to give back. You understand? The best way we can. You know, my kids hated me. I thought they hated me. You understand? But it wasn't me that they hated. I learned that they just hated the things that I was doing.
There you go.
You understand? They hated that, you know, my father, all he does is, you know, when he get money, he don't buy us the things we should have. But when they got old enough to be an adult, my son told me, he said, I never hated you. I hated the things you did. You know, you had money at times and you could have did some things, but you chose to buy drugs. And we hurt not only ourselves, but we hurt our family. You understand? So I'm gonna say this, for anybody who have family members on drugs, try to work with them, because it's not really them. It's not them. You understand? Try to be there for them and support them until they can.
That's the best time they need you.
Exactly. They need you the most, and the more support they get, the better, you know, you'll be helping them.
I've seen that too many times. Have mercy. I've seen that too many times.
she had, brother K2?
Actually, I know the sister, right? I don't want to put her business out there, but she's kind of exposing herself. You know, she's kind of exposing herself, but I know she likes the crack and the heroin.
Oh, the crack and the heroin.
Not a K2 person, but she's definitely the crack and the heroin's got her acting out like she's acting. You know, and I knew this girl when she was a youngin'. I knew when she was young, and she got in the game young. And I don't know if she's catchable right now. Anybody's catchable, but right now, since somebody needs to really like sit down and get in her head.
You know her name?
Karen.
Hey, Karen. Hey, Karen. What do you think? What do you think that is, brother? Is it the K2 you think she using?
Listen, she's off the meat back. She's off the chain. She need to get it together. She needs
Samantha. Talk to me, Samantha. Come on over here. What is your drug of choice, Samantha? What are you using right now?
That is something very, very personal. That's not everyday information. I can tell you that it is something that I would encourage my brothers and sisters and any human being to stay away from.
Thank you. That's what I'm talking about. What would be your message for the young people that's watching this right now?
Open your eyes and take a look. If this is where you want to be, then you're on the right track. But hopefully, this is something that is discouraging you.
Okay, but it's very important to let the kids know what to stay away from. What is your drug of choice? K2, crack, heroin? All three?
I'm pretty sure I answered that question. I'm not trying to be rude, snotty, or whatever, but that is very personal information because I'm very embarrassed. Can you come this way? I don't want to be that close to the camera.
Okay, let me back up.
Can I touch that microphone?
No.
What the?
That's sad, brother. That's our family. What's your name?
My name is Fuquan.
Oh man, see, you got one of them powerful names, brother, Fuquan. Peace to the God. All right, so yes, man, what we're doing today is we are trying to see if our story can help elevate the next generation that's coming up so they don't begin to make the same mistakes that we have made in our life. So my brother, what would you say your drug of choice would be?
All right, my drug of choice was crack cocaine and heroin. First of all, let me let you know something right now.
Talk about it.
I come from a good family. Mother and father. Went to private schools all my life. Concord Baptist, Bishop Lockland, all that. I'm from Brooklyn, Crown Heights, Franklin Avenue. But at the time we was coming up, we got attracted to the streets. Started going to school, dressing fly. Started messing with the girls and the honeys and all that. But I was never taught. See, you gotta understand something. I was never taught. Like today, as this man right here is teaching hands-on. We didn't have hands-on because back in the days, what says goes on in the house stays in the house. A lot of things went on in the house. Kids was molestations and all that. Molestations and all that. I'm a product of molestation. Well, I didn't know how. You didn't know that? I couldn't speak about that. I told my shh, don't bring that out the house. You know what I'm saying?
A woman?
No, my brother.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? But anyway, a stepbrother.
Right.
Remember that? Then I
peace
didn't know.
God, right?
Yeah, peace, God. Peace. Yeah, peace and love for God. Right peace, there. Yeah. So anyway, make it long. So now I'm hanging out in the streets. Because like I said, we didn't have no activities. We didn't have no direction. Back then it was go to school, get an education, and get a job. It wasn't go to school, get an education, and become a business owner, or to become an owner. We was always slavery mentality, be a renter. Drugs got put into our neighborhood, and we became a product of our environment. Started out with the OE, the cocaine, the weed, and all that. I caught a bid, went up north, came home. Everybody smoking woolers at the time. I started, then I fell right into the bag. But things affect people a different way. I became an extremist. Next thing you know, I became homeless.
Oh,
I became homeless.
they all right.
Right. Yo, I became homeless. I was in and out of jail, in and out of penitentiary. Now, mind you, you know what I'm saying? I'm G'd up. I stay G'd up. I'm a live nigga. I'm well known in all 5 boroughs. I'm thorough. You know what I'm saying? I'm a low life, stay fly. But anyway, my mentality was fucked up. And to this day, I still struggle with the disease of addiction. I'm not gonna sit up here in front, but I'm learning. I'm in the process. I'm fighting. And like I said though, if you don't listen, because see, I never listened. I was hard headed. And like I said, you gotta listen to learn. And like I said,
I don't know who my old school New York people that's up in here, but see, he said his name was Fuquan, right? So this is when the gods and the earth came in. They taught you that knowledge, but too many people wanted to know the knowledge. Too many people, they didn't want a bunch of black people calling themselves God. So they had to disrupt that. Or when he got into jail, he got with the gods of earth. And that's how he got the name Fuquan, right? That's the 5%. Now, this is so either people wanted to learn what the Israelites teach, or the Muslim teach, or the 5%ers, wasn't so much the church, because they wasn't targeting people in the church, because I hate to say it, that the church wasn't teaching anything that made people love themselves or feel highly for themselves. The church made them feel like love for the Lord, which you're supposed to have love for the Lord. And they always telling you what to do, but it wasn't making you, they wasn't making you feel like how these other, that's why people flock to the gods of earth, because they was getting more information. See, in the church, they was getting the scripture, then the pastor was preaching, past the thing, you went home. But there wasn't no knowledge there. So now you got these men who learned about the nations and blah. So what happened was they started becoming smarter than the teachers and the principals and all these other PhDs. They was becoming smarter than them in the sciences that they was teaching. And then they was spreading it to younger kids. So they switched it up and bought some stuff in New York, probably in other places too, to have you sell other things to these kids. Like, we're not, no, you ain't selling these kids no information. You're gonna sell these kids some of these drugs. But at one point in time, he was a 5%er, peace and God. But they did that because you had a lot of kids, they stopped wearing gold because they had the black medallion, no gold. You understand what I'm saying? They wasn't all into the flyers clothes because they didn't believe in all that. They didn't believe in all that. And then on top of that, you can have a couple of that you could live polygamous too. Polygamous was, they didn't promote it that much, but you have more than what they call a rib. You have more than one rib. You understand? So I'm just trying to give you how this went down. Then we wasn't killing each other. We was calling each other bro, peace God, peace earth. Even if you wasn't one, you was greeted. You were greeted. Hey, what's up? What's up? So it was a lot of less violence. A lot of less violence. So being that us black people was doing so good, here come another trick. Keep telling y'all, whatever we can think of to bring us together, they thought of it too. And they got a plan for it. They got like a whole room full of plans. If they do this and motivate themselves as a people, we're gonna hit them with that. And if they do this, we're gonna hit them with that. So it's hard. It's hard to beat. It's hard to beat these people. But we're gonna carry on because this is powerful.
I had somebody to sit me down and teach me. My father couldn't teach me. He had to work. He had to pay bills. My mother had to work. You know what I'm saying? So I had to learn from the streets. I didn't have nothing else.
How did you get into the drug life? Like, was you selling it first and then you started?
Right. This is what happened. This is how I got into drug life. I was selling it. Matter of fact, I was selling it. Right. I was selling it. And all of a sudden, I became a user. I didn't become a user until I came home from upstate penitentiary. I was in love with a woman. She cheated on me. I didn't know how to deal with rejection. I was hurt. You know what I'm saying? My man was smoking woolers at the time. And next thing you know, emotional feelings. My emotional feelings superseded my intelligence. And I've been on a roller coaster ride all my life, over 20-something, 30-something years. And I'm a type of person that is an extremist. So like I said, I was selling it, I was a dealer, then I became a user. You know what I mean?
Right.
And
are you working your way off of it though?
I'm working my way off it. But see, like I said, you got to apply yourself. You got to want to stop using. Right. I wasn't never really in my son's life because I was using. I didn't want him to see me like this. But he went to the army. He's a sergeant. I'm in my daughter's life. I started to be in and out of hers due to my drug using, you know what I mean? But I'm a main factor in her life. She's 19 years old. She's getting ready to graduate. This is my first time out of 18 years. My first time. I've been in prison for 18 years, so I missed everything. So I'm gonna be here. Thank God for our first graduation, and you know, and I'll be able to. And I'm trying to do something for her, but I could do better though, because like I said, I'll be in and out. I'll be playing. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm the type of dude that like to have my cake and eat it too. You know what I mean? I don't like responsibilities. I don't like to pay bills. I want everything free. That's how I want it that way, but that's not the way to go. So I'm in my daughter's life. Matter of fact, I'm going to see my daughter today because we need to talk. You know what I mean? Because like I said,
you want them to follow our footsteps,
right? And you know what I mean? I need to talk to my daughter. You know what I mean? And make some amends. You know, and my main thing is I'm trying to get my family back. I'm taking it one day at a time. Like I said, my man is on 125th Street, and this is my last week out here because I just got a job. I just got a part-time job. So this is my last week out here because this shit is the demons. You think dudes is your friends, they not. So this is my last week out here, and I'm going to take it. I'm going to fight.
See, that's what
I'm going to fight.
If you really want to get off of it, you can't come around the people that's doing it.
Right.
You can't continue to do this, brother. You know, you got to really step up and say, yo, that's it. And try to find another spot. Try to find somewhere else, something else to do. You got to be around positive people.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So, go ahead, you can close out.
Yeah. So I close out with this here, brothers. If you don't do something, something's going to end up doing you. So, like I said, it's like at the end of the road, you got to want it. You got to want to do it. You got to want to do it. You know what I mean? And I want to show y'all a little something. It's called psychological warfare. Somebody just came by me, but they just wanted to be nosy and see what I'm doing. Otherwise, they would have never came over here. You dig what I'm saying? This is what you call haters. And see, but you gotta know these type of things. You know what I mean? And like I said, everything you just now seen, All that was a game. All that was a fake out.
What you about to do right here, recognize this? This is the real truth right here. This is Harlem. This ain't no acting. This is real. Stay off drugs. Leave the drugs alone. Get your life together. Stay in school. Get an education. And listen to your mother and your father. But if you ask me, I'll say my mother. I miss my mother. Listen to your mom. But this right here, this is some real truth shit. Now,
excuse me. At the same time, because for the younger generation, it is too much opportunity out here for you to go this route. It's too much opportunity. It's not from where the era we came from. We didn't have the opportunity.
Right there, you go.
Now. They practically giving it to them on a plate these days.
Yes.
You just gotta want it. You have to. Like if you this is an example.
Yes.
This is an example. No one wants to be looked at like. No. Excuse my French. No one wants to be looked at as a junkie or a piece of shit. No one wants to be looked at like that. You know,
the homeboy in the back.
People stereotype these days. They stereotype you. They're gonna stereotype you. So this is for the youth. Look around. That's it. Look around. He's on the right block. He chose the right block today.
Listen, the man chose the right block. I'm new to New York. I'm over here trying to get my life together. And
well, brother, in order to get your life together, you can't be around the people that do the same thing you do. You got to try to be around the positive.
Yeah, I understand that. Make no mistake about that. Listen, I'm coming through. Listen. I'm humble and do what I do, but I still keep it gangster. You know what I mean? That's just me. I'm keeping it real. That's just me. I ain't gonna be all no goody two-shoe. I keep it hood too. But it is what it is, man. I wish you the best, man. And I just gave her $20.
Oh, man.
Yes, I just gave her $20. Yes. And look, but I'm not going to deal with that. But listen.
Did you think that helped her?
It didn't even matter, man. I gave it to her because that's from the heart.
Okay.
It didn't even matter. But listen, I do want to say this, bro. Thank you for what you're doing, man. And to the world, man, this is a good brother right here. Love, peace, and happiness, man. I'm out.
I like he wants it live and direct. He's out here live and direct. This is not a show. This is not a game. He's out here live and direct.
So, family, for all the young people that's watching this, man, please, man, this is sad. This is it. Yes. And guess what? A lot of times, a lot of our people are good people. It's just that when people see them on the drugs, that's the shit that make people scared and want to stay away from the people.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Ready?
So.
I got my middle finger up in the air, screaming, fuck it. Niggas out here, crab in the bucket. I don't want to fucking man, they got me straight ducking. Bird ass bitches over trying to bring the records in the mouth already. So silly. Knew he had a girl, he was looking at my pearl. Trying to sell me dreams and had nothing in me. Cause if he did it to her, he could only hear it. He got nothing in it. Move, please. Fuck out my face. Catch him.
Now, did you wrote that? You wrote that?
Wait.
Wow, that's. Hey, how old are you?
Wait, can I finish?
Yeah, how old are you?
24.
24?
He gonna put it be a lame, stupid motherfucker. I don't even want to train. But I guess they can get me wet and then rain. Fuck me in my ass. No pain if he died. They can't.
She might be 24 though. I don't know. She look young.
When? They call me PYT. I mean pretty young.
I think it's that K2. I think it's the K2, brother.
Let me say it again. Listen up, cause I came to win. Cause I came. Show me that big face, Bill. I'm not gonna lie, because when it comes to that money, almost anything goes. All my kids give me cream, count stacks of me, whether it's you or me. I know INT.
She probably was a rapper. She probably was a writer, a rapper.
She definitely got the. You can see it.
You can hear it.
Just flow like that.
But because he drives pockets not good for the business. It's not good. Show me a little young dumb bitch that I can get along with. Show a long dick and open up yum. After 5 minutes, you're looking at a dumb bitch. That bitch is about my head. I'm trying to get a phone. I told her to hold it. She put a whole nose in it. Now that bitch is dope. She's begging me for dope. Bitch says she know. You gotta do a whole shit. You gotta link up. You gotta say, oh shit.
Yo, see.
I gotta make
Definitely. What's going on with you, man? Nothing? What is your message for the young babies that's watching this that you would tell them, about as far as staying away from drugs and stuff like that?
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Simple, just don't do it.
Don't do it.
Thank you, my brother. I appreciate it. All right. What's your name?
Floyd.
Okay, Floyd. I would like to ask you a couple of questions first, Floyd. The first question
Good
I have
evening,
for you is
Dwayne. You're welcome.
a lot of people who turn to drugs usually have problems in the home or after or like in the childhood. Something devastating happened to them through their childhood. What would be your reason or your excuse of going into the drug game?
That would be the most.
Talk about it though.
That would be most likely the same reason, losing parents, something like that at an early age. You know what I'm saying? That feeling of abandonment, and stuff like that, and to be a part of. Sometimes you go out and be a part of the wrong people. You get caught up doing the wrong thing. You start hanging out. Thinking it's the right thing. Because how you say, after that moment, you want to listen to nobody. So you did what you wanted to do. So by being with this gang and stuff, you thought, to bring attention to you.
How old was you when you started using drugs?
Say like 16, 17 years old.
Okay. What's your drug of choice?
My drug of choice is alcohol, marijuana at the early stage, and then it progresses on to sniffing cocaine. Then I started smoking cocaine, and after that,
Okay.
But uphill drive,
Let's talk about K2. Even if you never used K2 before, K2 was a legal synthetic version of marijuana. At what point, what's made the people think it was safe to use or safe to smoke?
I don't know. I couldn't imagine the way.
Smoke K2? Let me ask her. All right, you smoked K2 before. It's a synthetic marijuana version. At what point you started smoking K2 and why?
Well, I started smoking K2 when I was about 50, in my 50s.
Hold on.
Damn.
You waited to get 50 years old to smoke K2?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm 62 now. Yeah. And I still smoke K2. Yes, I do. Yes.
Okay.
So,
how did you get started into K2, and how does it make you feel?
Well, it started from my friends. Then first I thought it was weed, but it wasn't weed. It was making me feel kind of funny. And then after a couple of times I smoked it, and then I liked it. And it was making me feel nice. And then I liked it. And it was making me feel nice. So, and I'm still smoking it. So, yeah, I feel like even though it has you, sometimes it do have an effect on you, have you fall on the ground and whatnot. So,
how old was you when you started using drugs?
Well, about 13.
Oh, wow. 13?
Yeah.
How did that happen?
Wow.
Talking to Mike.
I was raped by my father when I was 13, so.
What? It's crazy. So when you was raped by your father when you was 13, what did you do? Because a lot of kids tend to cover it up and hide it from the parents. Like, what did you do when you was raped by your father?
Well, I tried to tell my mother, she didn't believe it, so I told a good friend of mine that was living next door to me and told her about it, so.
How have you looked at your father after that? Like, what happened after that?
After that, my mother, I guess she probably, well, they both did now, so.
Have you ever used heroin?
No.
Okay. All right, thank you. I appreciate you.
Go ahead.
All right, let me ask you, Joe.
All right, what's up, bro?
All right. A lot of people turn into drugs because there's problems at home or as a child, they growing up, something devastating happened to them as a child. What's your problem, brother? What would be your story? How did you get into this drug stuff that you're using today?
Well, I was kind of born in a drug gang. Like my pops, I mean, it is what it is. He was like a kingpin. He had Northern Jersey, Irvington, Patterson, Elizabeth, everything sold up. The camp doctor guy, he was a situation. People from the military loved him and respected him because he was the smartest motherfucker in the world. They know. All right, that's my father. FBI murdered him. But this is that it goes further. That's sometime in '83 when the feds rushed my crib in Jersey and murdered my pops, y'all. Yeah, FBI keep the door on my face. Boosh. Thought my mom's coming home. Rushed in here and bodied my father in front of me. I thought they would get away with that shit later on in life. They knew they didn't. They knew they wouldn't. And I ain't gonna let them. Ha ha ha. How about that one? Now.
What was your father into? Like he was a big drug kingpin or something like that?
He was more science of America guy. He had a lot of money, you know what I'm saying? So he was more of the banker. I mean, everybody else he was the finance, everybody else was coming to him for the goods. You know, and pretty much my pops was the situation. And the FBI murdered him for me. Then, accidentally, we made crack cocaine. Ha ha. It's a fact. Crack cocaine came from me.
Yeah. What is your drug of choice, my brother? What drugs do you prefer?
For a little coke, a little crack, a little dope, a little bit of K, some liquor, pretty fly. You know what I'm saying? Good things.
What would be your message today? Looking back at all of this right now, what would be your message for the babies, for the kids, for the youth growing up to tell them to stay away from these drugs? Don't get into none of that. What would be your message?
Well, if you won't want to go through some bullshit in life, they say no to drugs, kids, and that could be the good thing to do. And just go to school, study, try to stay sober, and live your good life.
Mm-hmm. How old was you? How long have you been on drugs, using drugs?
Can't call it.
Okay. All right. Thank you, my brother. I appreciate you, man.
How you doing this morning, man?
What's going on? You losing the sock, brother. What's happening?
Well, things is hard right out here, you know what I'm saying? But we struggling, and we stand in the fight. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I always tell people, stay and fight, it's a different round.
Okay, let me ask you. What's your story, brother? How did you get caught up into this drug world? Like, did something catastrophic happen to you growing up as a child? How did you get caught up into this?
Yeah, well, my parents, they was drug, addicts, and I was brought up in a kind of a broken home, and later on in life, it's just like kind of rubbed off in my DNA, that I was part of my parents, DNA, and that's what led me to using drugs. My parents was drug addicts. My mom was a heroin addict. My father was a heroin addict. And my drug of choice is K2.
K2.
Cotton ball, baby. You know what I'm talking about.
Why K2? Because it's a cheap way to really get something?
Ain't nothing cheap about K2, man.
How much it costs?
I don't even know. Okay. Shit, I don't forget, baby. I ain't even paying for it no more. I forgot how much it cost. Now let me stop talking, but that's my drug of choice, brother. And I appreciate doing this segment here. Stay tuned to me. My name is Black. I'm from the BX. You know what I'm saying? 19.
Let me ask you, where did your drugs problem stem from?
My drug problem stem from just being in the streets, man. Like I said, my parents. I was watching my parents get, using drugs. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that that's, cop out or anything like cop out, anything like no. It's that I seen them using drugs. You know what I'm saying? So I want to use drugs too. I ain't hurt nobody though. At the same token, but myself. So I am hurting somebody. So, and it's
growing up as a child, what did you want to be growing up? And have drugs stopped your dreams?
I wanted to do professional basketball, man. I like to, I play ball, professional ball. I always wanted to play ball, But at the same token, if I was ever come into some money, what I'm saying, I would take all these homeless people off the streets. You know what I'm saying? I would build something for them, man. You know what I'm saying? Homeless people, just like how they got them hotels and all that, putting them people in hotels, putting them in them little shacks. Yes, I did. I used heroin.
Heroin is a drug that affects the body to the point you need it every day. Explain the ill feelings it gives you when you don't have it.
Oh, heroin. Oh, heroin. Something else, man. Oh, I used to like sniffing heroin. Till my teeth started falling. I said, nah, shit, I gotta leave this shit alone. And I started smoking weed, and sniffing coke and shit like that. But heroin. Heroin. No, I want to finish this, brother. Okay. Heroin. Everyone get a plate. Okay. Listen, heroin, man, is a hard drug, man. When you don't have it, man, it's a horrible. When you don't have the heroin, it's a horrible feeling, man. You start to have it.
Because this is important. I want y'all to see what this brother's out here doing. He's out here. He come out here and he brings the plate and he's giving these people some food, brother. Why do you do what you do, brother?
Man, God love me so much, man. I'm so blessed, and I want someone else to be blessed. God love us all, man, and we have to love others.
What's the name of your store, brother, for those who would like to know?
This is specially coming from Q&N. Quality and natural foods. We want to make sure we spread the love. Thank you.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Some of this food.
We want to do our best, and we want y'all to do our best. Look.
What you want to talk about, man?
Look, where's that big plate at?
You got
Yeah, make best of it, okay?
what you want to ask? What you know? Like, my name is Sylvain Saunders. How everybody doing? And your questions?
Talk about the drug.
I got involved with drugs when I was 13 growing up. I got a history of my family selling drugs. So I got in the drug game early. You know what I'm saying? I started off drinking and smoking weed. So that's the best I was doing at first.
I'm next. You next, right?
Who said you was next? You going last?
No, who's gonna be that? Who's gonna miss that blow? That's how it's gonna go. That's how turn around, man.
I got a lot of ideas for some shows for you. I was born in, I know a lot of people.
How that taste? That look good.
It is come from the restaurant right there.
Yeah.
You know about the restaurant?
Yo, come on, brother. Stop fighting over the food, brother. You gonna get yours?
Yeah, really. You don't have to fight.
Don't worry about it. Give her my plate. You want to put it in?
He gonna mess around. Watch.
This is. Hey, Charlene. He could be a couch. Oh gosh. Wow. They do. I used to be the one on them corners giving out food to the homeless people and giving them food. I still do that, but I'm on rest leave right now. But that's my life. That's what I do. I stand out there. We get the food. We give out sandwiches, juice. We give them sometimes whatever, but it got to be non-refrigerated food. So sometimes we give them to take home like peanut butter and jelly. It got to be non-refrigerated food. So now we have to find that. But where we at though, the line goes. Oh, I'm a video to tape how long that line be. But that's that one. It come through with a truck. And that's one of the things that I do. That's why it made me laugh, because they be really out. But what he messed up is that he let them take the food amongst themselves. When we do it, it's already made. It's already in the plate. It's already made. And the sandwiches, that's already made. And then if not, some nights we do like the soup kitchen, and you come in and you eat, So There's a lot of different things that people can do in their community. Stop trying to educate yourself on how you could fix it, and it just stays talk. Get out there, get your foot on the ground, and put that work in. People always want to talk like they're so intelligent, but your intelligence is not helping. It's not helping the community because it's stuck in your head, or you're talking to other intellectual people, and it just stays a conversation. This right here doesn't stay a conversation. This right here is what regular people is doing, and these type of people, including myself, we don't ask for no recognition or anything. Like other people, they get invited to the most. I used to get invited to summer everywhere, but some people get invited just because they sit on a committee and they talk about what they're going to do. This is what I do. We used to do this on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but we always had sandwiches and stuff, for them, and they get a juice and stuff like that. But he was not supposed to give them. I don't know why I stopped this, because he was not supposed to give them that so they could fix it. You see, that lady took 3 big scoops, right? What was she leaving for the rest of them? You damn right he pulled it. Like, this chick just took 3 spoons. Let me get mines now. I work with children. I work with the youth. I work with the elderly. Yeah, that's why you have to literally put them boots on the ground and volunteer, do something. That's how you help the community. Yeah, because these people are they're addicts, or what does that mean they shouldn't eat? But thank you, Charlene. But I just say all that to say, why did he give that lady all the food when he could have fixed it himself, knowing that a fight was going to start? But let's go. It's almost finished, and we can go to bed.
The reason why I said I didn't want to go through this. I'm not too good to eat food. I'm not too good to eat this. Yeah, I'm in a shelter and all that, but I be hungry too. This looks so delicious. I could not turn this food down. But see what's going on right now? You see, when people bless you, you see how stupid they at? You see how stupid they at? This is a blessing. Delicious cooked food. I mean, they give out food, but this is different from the food that they give out. But you know what? God bless that man that brought this food here, and I'm thankful that I'm going to eat some.
Stop the film.
I'm good with this.
Thank you, man. That's great. I never seen him do that.
Homeboy said, F the fork and spoon. He eating that with his hands. We eating that with his hands. But believe me, I'll tell you one thing. Regardless of what they do, you get so much joy. Some people may laugh at them or whatever, but you get so much joy doing that. Just knowing that you help somebody get a lot of joy.
What's your name, fam?
Yo, my name is Austin, man. They call me Ski from Brownsville. I'll be up here in Harlem with all my people. I'm just trying to do this to show the youth that this drug thing ain't no game.
This is not to get into. So, when you're in school, you always wanted to be somebody. How we grow up and say, I want to do this when I grow up. I want to be them when I grow up. What did you always wanted to be?
Well, I wanted to be a ball player, and my father's my idol. The reason my father's my idol is because my father is a functional guy, and I'm just not the type of person that's disciplined like that, but I've always been a good person. Dr. J, I like the people like that. Bruce Lee, Muhammad Ali, people that, young cats, might not know about. Miles Davis, anybody black, like Marvin Gaye, people that's positive, and that really keep it real, because I don't like no fake person, and I don't discriminate and look down on nobody, because drug addiction can happen to anybody. Anybody.
I'm with you. And a lot of time it happened to a lot of us. Like I was telling the other brother, a lot of us are good people. If we didn't have that if we didn't fall victim to that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So yes, talk to the people. What was your drug of choice? How did you get into that?
That's what happened with me, man. You know, I'm
A lot of times you fall victim to peer pressure, and not only peer pressure, you fall victim to circumstances that facilitate itself around you. And a lot of times it don't necessarily be, you know, a lot of people think you get addicted to drugs because of other reasons. Sometimes it be personal heartaches and pains that leads you to drug addiction. Like me, I was locked up in prison.
That's right.
Facing 20 years, and my wife left me, and I had 2 babies out in the street that was just born, and me thinking of another man raising my children, and etc. compelled me to medicate myself to alleviate the pain, because I couldn't sleep, eat, or nothing for a period of time because I couldn't accept the pain of losing my wisdom and not being able to take care of my family and provide for my family like a man.
Let me say real quick, man, not cutting you off. You know, like you was asking me how I started. Like when I was 17, I got shot on Hopkinton and Atlantic Avenue by accident. So they gave me morphine. You know, I'm still growing. I'm 17 years old. And I guess when I got that, they gave me morphine because when I got shot, they didn't take the bullets out of me. I got shot. I went to Brookdale Hospital. But I didn't know why I couldn't sleep at night. You know, I was having little flashbacks or whatever. But I was only comfortable when I had some alcohol in me. That's how I started off. My drug of choice was alcohol first. You know, I still play sports or whatever, but I would always drink. Then I tried Coke. Coke, I got tired of Coke. You know, for some reason I went to Coke, but Coke is an upper. I was wondering why I wasn't relaxing right. But when I tried heroin, bingo, that go like ice cream and cake with relax, sleep, get out of my thoughts, and I'm not good with death. I lost my mother, I lost my son. You know, my son I raised them all. You know, I mean, I've been through some stuff, man. You know, and all I would do was get high to escape. I wasn't doing it for pleasure no more. Like before, you know, you have fun when you get high or whatever. I get high sometimes, man, just so I can rest and don't have no bad thoughts. But you know, it's gonna wear off and be back to basics. But Richard Pryor, rich people, it don't discriminate. Michael Jordan get high, he'll be hooked. So with anybody, you know, so you know, everybody got addictions.
Talk to us. Not yet.
Yeah, I'm cool.
Dad, what's your story?
Well, you know, growing up, you know what I mean, in the ghetto with only one parent, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard, you know, trying to focus on schoolwork and all that other stuff when you basically, you know what I'm saying, being self-medicated by your family that's out in the street. They really not your family, but they call your family because, you know what I'm saying, you're around them 24/7 instead of your real ones. So therefore, when the streets come and your family comes, it comes with a whole lot of other stuff. Drugs, doing robberies and doing all types of other stuff that doesn't even make sense at the time it does. Why? Because these are the things that we are surrounded by and we only know about. So this is why we get sucked into. And then once again, we get sucked into what? Jail time for us because we doing stupid things, not understanding that, you know what I'm saying, drug dealing and using drugs and all that stuff, that's where it's going to end you up to without education. See, if I learned that a long time ago, I swear to God, I'll be richer than Donald Trump right now because I'm a very educated person. Right, I have book smarts.
So now, what would be the most powerful message? Brothers, my brother, what would be the most powerful message that you will leave for the young people when it comes to drugs, when it comes to being a drug dealer, when it comes to being a contributor? It don't matter whether you're a user or you're a drug contributor. What would you say to the young people?
It will still be here once you finish school because it's nothing here out there for you but death. That's all it's going to end up. Using drugs, running the streets. It looks all sweet and dandy until you bump into that AK-47 and you're done. Please, man, stay in school, man. Get your education, man.
Listen to your parents, man. Do the right thing, man, because that's the only way you're gonna survive out in these streets. It's no more. GED thing. You have to have a college. You have to be in college to get a job. That is crazy. Come on, man. Please, man. Please. Stay off of the drugs. It ain't gonna do nothing but self-medicate you for 5 seconds. And that's all you're gonna get. And it's over, man. And it's over.
Well, like I said, man, you know, being addicted to drugs is something that's not, a positive thing. But a lot of people in the ghetto, like around us right now, that fall victim basically because of peer pressure, because of the struggle that they face with, not being able to, live. Most people out there right now is in the shelters, living in the streets, sleeping in the train. You got people, man, getting butt naked, changing their clothes in their subway. That's how bad it is in the streets because of the addiction of drugs and K2 and etc. So it's not wise for nobody, man, to promote that or to succumb to drugs or peer pressure. Stay drug free, man, and try to get a positive education, man, and be somebody positive. Look up the book, man, by Michelle Alexander, The New Jim Crow. The Black Hand, The Unseen Hand. Read books like that, The Unseen Hand, Michelle Alexander.
So in closing, brother, what's your message for the...
My message is this, man. These babies, man. Hey, look, man, your parents love you, man. Even if your parents going through something, man, they brought you in the world, man. And if they tell you don't get high and listen to them, man, it's because they telling you something they probably been through, or they telling you right. My mother told me, if you hang out with a rocket scientist, I might be one.
That's right.
If I hang out with bums, I might be a bum. So I'm telling you, my idols is my family, but it's good. My father, my mother, God bless her, she passed away. Even my brothers and sisters, anybody, my homeboy, anybody that's positive, I know they're gonna tell me the right thing. Listen to them, man. Don't getting high ain't nothing but a downfall.
Stop that.
Ain't nothing wrong with maybe having a drink at an occasional or party or something, but if you feel you got an addictive personality, don't do it. That's all I gotta say, and listen to your people.
All right.
Peace.
Peace. Thank you, my brothers. I appreciate that, man.
What?
Appreciate it. Peace. All right, family. So as you can see what's going on with our people. This is what you don't want to do. This is what you don't want to be. So, brother, I'm back. You all right? Finish?
Yes.
We was talking about the drug of choice and what made you. It was depression. You was talking about depression.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, brother.
Yeah, you come out of 2013 floor. Before I've had all that dope and shit. Before I've had all that dope on me, did it on the 13th floor.
Definitely.
Richard Pryor.
Boss lady. Boss lady. Boss lady. Well, hopefully y'all enjoyed tonight. Hopefully this is something that's been going on for a very, very, very fresh too. He always come when we leaving. You must know when we leaving. I mean, that's when you get that. See, this is what hip hop in the beginning of hip hop was all about. Broken glass everywhere. People pissing on us. People pissing on the station like they just don't care. Right? White lines. So that's why I said people don't understand. Hip hop had a message to it. Hip hop, you can call it whatever you want to call it, but it had a message to it. Too bad you can't play them real old hip hop songs because it spoke upon what they saw. And this is all of what they saw. And like I tell people all the time, but parents don't want to understand this. This is why I sit back and I laugh at a lot of conversations. I laugh at a lot of conversations parents have. I laugh at a lot of conversations these gurus have, because in their mind, because they have a good job. Even homeboy said, I went to the best schools, Catholic schools. You could do all you want for your child. It doesn't stop them from becoming an addict, because some kids just want to experiment. Once you get that first thing, take the wrong pull, hype. All it takes is that one time, that one pull, that one drink, and you hooked. You could be hooked forever. But parents be thinking, "Not my kid. I'm the best." No, you are the best mother. That has nothing to do with you. You still is an individual, and your child is still an individual. So regardless of what you install in your child, does not mean they're not going to try drugs. Doesn't matter what you install in your kids and do for your kids. Does not mean they're not going to be pregnant at a young age. Does not mean they're not going to be smoking weed. Does not mean they're not going to be out there running the street. So stop thinking that you're the best parent. You got to watch them and you got to catch them. Now, hopefully, if you catch them, you can stop them, or you might not. But don't go looking at other people's kids, or looking at people going, oh, they terrible mothers, or that's why they kids do this. Your kid could be doing it too. I worked with a lot of kids that had beautiful parents, good jobs, tried. I had parents come to me literally in there crying. Matter of fact, when that happened down south, they sent their kids up to New York. And if you was a type of kid that was doing that in New York, they sent you down south. It depends. Because you got to remember, a lot of us migrated from the south anyway. So it was wherever your family was at, you sent them over there to get away from their neighborhood. Now, all the neighborhoods are all messed up, regardless of where you go. But just be careful out there, because this still exists. And as you see, we're in 2021 and you still got dope fiends. So I thank you all for being here. And I shall see you guys tomorrow. Now press 2. Have a great night. Thank you for being here. Peace out.